everybody, it's Miss Isa and I'm here to share with you about what is a food hero. So in order to do that, we're going to do an activity. Before that, let's talk about what is a food hero. So a food hero is anybody that works with food in any kind of way. So in honor of food heroes, one of my favorite food heroes is Cesar Chavez. Cesar Chavez was a Latino farm worker in Delano, California. He worked at a very young age in the farm, and he realized that farm workers did not get a lot of respect. So they worked long hours with little breaks and barely any water, and they thought this was unfair, which they were right, it was unfair. And they decided to organize and to get the respect that they believe they deserve as human beings. So Cesar Chavez is known to be a civil rights leader who fights for the rights of people, a humanitarian who cares about all people, and an environmentalist. And this means that he not only cares about all people, but he also cares about all things in the environment. So he cares about the trees, the plants, the food, the soil, and all of these things, because he believed that's how people earn respect, by respecting everything around them. Dolores Huerta is a powerful Latina woman who also lived in California and found herself after school in Delano, California, realizing that the farm workers were not getting the respect that they deserved, and she helped Cesar Chavez to make his mission to get the respect for farm workers. Dolores Huerta faced a lot of no's just because of her identity and because she was Latina, but she did not accept those no's. She kept going forward. So I look up to them as food heroes, and in order to honor them, I decided we could do a fun activity where we regrow our own food. Regrowing food is a really great way to respect your body, to respect the people who gave you this food in the first place, and so that we can respect the environment by helping to regrow some things and not wasting them. You'll need some celery is what I'm going to use today, and some green onions, and some cilantro. But these are the things that you don't need: seeds or dirt. All you need is cups and water. So you guys ready to try this with me? All right. All right, so now that I've washed my hands, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pour some water inside of this cup. I would say that's pretty good. Just gonna pour some in like that. What I would do with the cilantro, I'm gonna take some pieces of cilantro. This one's missing all of its leaves. I'm gonna take this other one. Looks like this one's getting kind of sad, so I'm gonna put this one in here too. I might get a few other ones, see how they'll do. I'm going to wait in a week or so. So this is one way to regrow cilantro. And let's see if it works. So I want you guys, this one's really easy. You guys can try this one at home also, and you can let me know how long it takes or if this works for you. So this, you actually have to put this in some sunlight, but if you don't have access to sunlight or there's no place to put it that's near the sun, that's okay. You can put it in a place that's not close to the sun, but it just means that it might take a little bit longer to grow. But do remember that you have to change the water. You have to change the water about every other day. So that's the first one. All right, so the second one we're going to work with is the green onion. So the green onion, we will need a cutting board, and we'll need a knife, and we'll need this cup and the green onions. So a lot of times when you have used the green onions, a lot of people are using this part right here. They're going to slice it up, and it's good in soups and different kinds of foods, but a lot of times this part, the white part down here, gets thrown away. Before it gets thrown away, what you can do is you can actually cut it off. So I already cut it, but you can cut it off here. And once you cut it off, you can keep this part. You can even cut it a little bit lower if you want to. We're gonna put our water. So just remember, the water cannot be too hot or too cold. It has to be just right and in the middle. So plants don't really like water that's too hot, nor do they like it too cold. I know some of us like to drink cold water. Plants don't. They like room temperature water. So you gotta make sure it's just about at room temperature. And you're gonna sit it in the water just like that. All right, and this last one, you're gonna need a cutting board again, a knife, celery, and your open bowl. So this can be any kind of container. I use like a takeout container, but you can use any kind of open bowl that you might have that's big enough to fit our bottom of our celery. So what you're gonna do, like what I did, is you're gonna actually cut off the bottom part of the celery, which looks like this. So I already cut it, but you can see that it's the part that most people cut off first anyway, and this usually goes into the trash. And instead of throwing it out in the trash, what you can do is you can reuse it to grow more celery. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to pour some water again. Remember, the water can't be too hot or too cold. I'm going to put the celery bottom because this is where the roots are growing. Can you tell that these were roots before? I don't know, maybe you can tell. And this part is what we're gonna watch grow. And this part of the plant is the stem. So we're gonna watch the stem grow. And I'm just gonna put it inside the bowl like that. And I'm just gonna see what happens. This one you also have to change the water every other day. And you can see for all of them that you probably have to change the water every other day. You're gonna watch and wait to see. The water will probably start to look a little dirty, so that's when you know it's time to change it. But everything takes about a week to see some changes. So why don't you guys let me know if you see some changes, and I'll let you know if I can see any changes in what I have here. Thank you for joining me and learning about our food heroes, and I hope you guys think a little bit more about some of your food heroes and the foods you like to eat because of them. Thanks, guys.